Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Matt to the 90s. I know it's been a minute, but have no fear because I am here and I'm bringing you an amazing video today filled with tons of nostalgia and great memories that I know you're going to like. So, without further ado, I'm not going to hold you any longer. I know it's been a while and I know you guys are ready for some nostalgia. So, here it is. Coming at you on today's video is my top 5 90s game shows that I used to love watching as a kid growing up in the 90s, and I'm sure you will too. So let's get right into it and see if you guys remember these ones. All right, and here it is, number 5 on our list. Can you guess what it is? And that's right, it's none other than Nickelodeon Guts. Do you have it? That's right, this action-packed, thrilled game show I used to love watching as a kid. It was so fun watching them bounce around and do the Aggro Crag.
Do you have it? Do you have it? Do you have it?
Guts was a popular American sport competition show that aired on Nickelodeon from 1992 to 1996. The show featured 3 young contestants, typically between the ages of 11 and 14, competing in a series of extreme, physically demanding athletic challenges. These events tested their strength, speed, and agility and often mimicked extreme sports like bungee jumping, rock climbing, and kayaking. Each episode in a final event known as the Aggro Crag, later the Mega Crag and Super Aggro Crag, a large artificial mountain that contestants had to climb while facing various obstacles such as falling rocks and simulated weather effects. Points were awarded after each event, and the player with the most points after the aggro climb won the glowing piece of the Aggro Crag as a trophy. I remember I always wanted a piece of that trophy. I wish I had one of those growing up as a kid. The show was hosted by Mike O'Malley and Maria Mo Kirk, serving as the referee, providing commentary and overseeing the events. Guts was known for its high energy atmosphere, exciting challenges, and the emphasis on sportsmanship and teamwork. It was a staple of Nickelodeon 90s programming and remembered fondly by many who grew up during that era. I don't know about you guys, but I'm ready to go tackle the Aggro Crag myself and get me a piece of that Aggro Crag trophy. But unfortunately, that'll never happen. We're all in our 30s and we can't go back in time. But what we can do is go into number 4, which I'm sure you guys remember this game show. It was one of the greatest, and that is Figure It Out. Figure It Out was a children's game show that aired on Nickelodeon from 1997 to 1999. Hosted by Summer Sanders, the show featured a panel of Nickelodeon celebrities who attempted to guess the secret talent or unique achievement of child contestants. The contestants' secrets were revealed one word at a time, with the panel asking yes or no questions to figure it out. Each episode had multiple rounds, and if the panel couldn't guess the secret by the end, the contestant would win prizes. There were also special physical challenges for the panel, known as secret slime actions, where they would get slimed if they performed a specific action during the game. The show was popular for its fun, interactive format, sliming antics, and for featured notable Nickelodeon stars like Amanda Bynes, Lori Beth Thingberg, and Danny Tamborelli. It became one of network's staple shows during the 90s. Well, hopefully you guys figured it out what number 4 was on my list. But moving right along, coming in at number 3 spot is none other than this game show classic from the 90s that I know you remember, especially if you were a kid growing up in the 90s, and that's this classic right here. Double Dare was a popular children's game show that aired from 1986 to 1993 with a brief revival in the late 90s. Hosted by Mark Summers, the show combined trivia questions with messy physical challenges. 2 teams, typically composed of 2 kids, competed by answering questions for points and cash. If they couldn't answer, they could dare the opposing team, who could then double dare them back. This forced the first team to answer or take a physical challenge, which usually involves slime, pies, or other messy stunts. The winning team advances to the show's final segment, the obstacle course, an iconic relay style challenge where players race through 8 messy and wacky obstacles within 60 seconds for a grand prize. The show was known for its energetic tone engaging challenges, and use of slimy materials, making it a staple of Nickelodeon during the late 80s and early 90s, setting the standard for many future game shows on the network. Well, hopefully that game show brought back some nostalgia for you guys, but I double dare you to stick around and wait for what's coming up at the number 2 spot, and that's this classic game show right here. Nick Arcade was a children's game show that aired on Nickelodeon from 1992 to 1993. Hosted by Phil Moore, the show featured two teams of contestants competing in video game themed challenges. The goal was to navigate a game board, complete video game tasks, and answer trivia questions in order to reach the video zone, a final round where players were placed inside a simulated video game environment using blue screen technology. The show was notable for incorporating early video game graphics and pop culture references, making it popular among young gamers. Contestants could play actual arcade games as part of the competition, and the final Video Zone segment allowed players to interact with virtual objects and enemies in real time, a cutting edge feature at the time. Although short lived, Nick Arcade gained a cult following for its unique blend of gaming, puzzle, and TV competition. All right, and that was Nick Arcade, number 2 on the list. If you're a retro video game fan like I am, as you can tell behind me, then I know Nick Arcade was definitely on your to watch list as a kid growing up in the 90s. So that only leads number 1 on the list. But let's recap. Coming in at number 5 was Guts. Number 4 was Figure It Out. Number 3 was Double Dare. Number 2, Nick Arcade. And now for the number 1 game show in the 90s that I loved watching as a kid is none other than this classic, awesome game show, Legends of the Hidden Temple. Legends of the Hidden Temple was a popular children's game show that aired on Nickelodeon from 1993 to 1995, hosted by Kirk Fogg and narrated by D. Bradley Baker as Olmec, a talking stone head. The show combined physical challenges, puzzle solving, and trivia centered around history, mythology, and legends. 6 teams of 2 competed in rounds to retrieve a historical artifact from a Mayan temple, undergoing a series of increasingly difficult tasks. The moat crossing. Teams had to cross a moat using various means. Steps of knowledge. The remaining 4 teams answered trivia questions based on a legend narrated by Olmec. The Temple Games. The top 2 teams competed in physical challenges to win a pendant of life, which would be crucial in the final round. The Temple Run. The winning team navigated a multi room temple to retrieve the artifacts, avoiding temple guards and using the pendants for protection. The show's unique mix of adventure, history, and teamwork made it a standout hit and nostalgic favorite for 90s kids such as myself. All right, and there you have it, folks. That was my top 5 90s game shows that I love watching as a kid who grew up in the 90s. Don't forget, if you like this video, make sure you subscribe to the channel and actually like the video. It helps me out so much, and I appreciate every single one of you. And let me know down in the comments if there's any other videos that you would like me to make about the 90s. I'm always looking for suggestions and love to hear your guys' feedback. But until next time, everybody, stay fresh, stay fly, and keep it 90s, my friends. Peace.